All right, this is a test. This will maybe be week three's bonus material. So the Saturday release for week three, possibly, but I'm testing a different time and a different location. So today was I'm doing this the same day as episode 10024. So this will be 10036, I think. So you'll hear this more than a week after the other episode I recorded today. And that one, I think, is going to be the first one I promote. First one I send. I'm getting it uploaded to a web page right now. Hopefully I'll have a link to forward today's episode to the first person who will listen to it, other than me. I need to listen back. I don't want to listen back. It's one of the rules or one of the points. I can't spend a lot of time on this. I can't be editing. I can't be listening and reviewing. I just have to record it and send it. Record it, upload it. Record it, upload it. There's just no time to edit. Maybe somebody else can do it later, whatever. But this one that I recorded this morning, because my schedule started off very, very different from my normal day, it was inevitable. There were things I knew that would make it different, and there are things that happened that I wasn't expecting, but in other words, my normal recording time was interrupted today because of my schedule, and so I had picked another time, but then that changed. But before it changed, I'm like, I think that's going to change. I better find another time. So I went and did it, and it turned out pretty good, I think. At least as I was doing it, I felt there was a flow and some continuity. It wasn't as all over the place as some of them are, or as maybe all of them are, but it stayed fairly focused, and I like the way it felt. I listened back to the beginning and the very end. Yeah, so obviously I'm in a whole different place. But, so, if I'm going to be doing a daily walk, this will happen. I will have to travel. I haven't had to yet, but I will have to travel probably at some point. I mean, I'm working on a project or multiple projects. I mean, literally, I'm juggling probably 7, but they're all in development, so there's probably more than that, but there's 7 that I'm going to talk about. By this time, you've heard of them, because, so tomorrow's episode, I'm identifying when I'm recording this now. Putting 2 and 2 together. I just hope you can even hear this, but I want to talk about where I am right now. You know what? I'm gonna have to use the pause button, because, and this is a first, I need to use the restroom in the middle of my walk and talk. All right, let's see how far into this we are. Will it be a full half hour or less? Or more? That's the thing about Saturdays, it can be any length, in my mind. All right, let me just pause here in a minute. Breathing heavy, walking down the hallway. Oh, I like what they did with that office. Ooh. I was eyeing these offices. Pause. Unpause. All right. I came up with an idea while I was in there, but I'll get to that in a minute. So where was I? Oh, so where I am. Oh my gosh. Gosh, this looks awesome. Okay, I'm walking past an open office door of a space that I had my eye on. And I still have my eye on because I think long term. Just downstairs from that office is one of my offices. It's strange how this happened. It turns out I have 3, aside from coffee shops, I have 3 or 4 offices that I get to use if I need. If I have meetings somewhere, there's 3 really convenient places where some of those meetings are. Okay, so I'm in that place right now. I just walked in, and it's quiet in here. It's the end of the day. Everybody's gone. Well, not everybody. I mean, some people have different shifts, but this office is a nice size, common area, very nice, in a great spot, a good view, and then the private office, when it's available, is heaven on earth. It's just like a little portal into heaven to me. I literally call it the birthing chamber. It's where some beginning of some first moments in my journey in several of these projects. Like, I had a guy who was translating something from another language for me. Something that had never been translated to English, and I don't want to disclose. I have to be careful, but I know I brought him to this office to start it. It was a long process. It took multiple sessions and etc. But to have him live translate for me, and I recorded it, because how am I going to listen back if I don't have a recording of it? And so we started it here. Let's go in. Oh, I think somebody's in there. We'll get to go into the birthing chamber. This full office is I guess the womb, maybe, I don't know. This full office is where other things happen, but that one room is where I've been alone in there and written some interesting words. So, here we are. The birthing chamber. Now I'm going to take a walk. Oh, there's one thing I need to do while I'm here. Validate my parking, of course. There's the sound. This office comes with that. That's like beautiful. All right. I am going to go to another part of this city, I guess I'm in. It's a walking distance. Let's see how much time I have. Do have to be somewhere soon. All right. Okay. That's what time it is. Let's see how far we get on this recording. Okay. So I'm going to say right now that this will not be a 30-minute recording. You already know that. You knew that all along. I just found out an affair. That's the beauty of this way of communicating with each other. This is a conversation. I do always want to. I always want to emphasize that I want to know what you think. I will not identify you. That is up to you. But I would like to read anybody's thoughts. I'm going to keep asking for that because there's a lot to talk about. I want to hear what other people have to say. I'm not proclaiming to know everything. That is not, well, I'm not going to say that's not possible. There's a whole lot of capacities that we don't understand, like human capacities that have barely been tapped into. Ooh, is that a bombshell I just dropped? I mean, am I wrong? Did I just say something that's untrue? Or did I say something that's actually true? Like, we have capacities, and it's like they can be used for good or evil, right? So that's the point. Everybody trusts everybody? Ooh, that is loud. Alright, I guess I'm just going to walk over here. It's going to be loud, but I guess you can hear me. I did test it. Totally lost my train of thought. Oh, capacities. Is it true? Barely tapped into some of our capacities. I'm not talking spooky science fiction. I'm just talking about communication and knowing ourselves and who we are and why we're here, because that is the big question. That is like eternal question. Everybody always asks, why are we here? But there are answers, and just because people say there's no answer, that there's no meaning, doesn't make them right. And there's all these people saying, oh, there's meaning and there are answers, there is a why. And well, the why kind of reveals itself, is my experience, is that as we live and learn and see more clearly reality, if we're on the right track, like if we have stumbled upon the correct explanation for everything that's happening, right, the theory of everything, or whatever, TOE, if there is a correct way to interpret everything that happens, that is believed, that is said, what does that mean? Well, it just means people's eyes open at an individualized rate. Everybody has their own awakening, come to Jesus moment. I mean, sometimes the come to Jesus moment causes an awakening, but sometimes it doesn't. Jeez, that's loud. And a beautiful, if anybody can identify that engine, I'd have a hint. You have to undo the filters if you want to really hear that. Maybe some people can hear it. It's yellow. If you know what that vehicle is, it's yellow. And it's pretty. See, do I have time to get all the way to that destination? I do want to walk and talk to that one particular spot. What time is it now? Alright. I think I have time to get there and go straight back to the car and end the recording, so I want to cross, and I want to kind of, I don't know, there are audio analysts who can pick out details, and it's just happening. This life is just happening the way it's happening. Ooh, here's an important spot on the walk right there, 3 doors down in that alley. Alright, so I'm walking through a place where I love to walk and stand around and talk and hang out. And I don't know, I'm doing a test to see if it's even possible to record my show, my podcast, here like this. Just walking around talking to my phone, just seeing it, and people know that I'm having a conversation with somebody. Unless they pick up that I'm not listening to anything. I do have it in my ear, my earbud, but I'm not, at this point, talking to anyone. I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to this recording device, and I'm talking to the select few, or the many, whatever it ends up being, the select few who would even bother to spend a half an hour a day just listening to a guy ramble on about whatever. That's it. I'm just doing it because I think there's a value in it. I think there's a value in doing this documentation. Speak extemporaneously, and it is hard to refute. Ooh, this is the alley. It looks like it's being used for filming, maybe. Or there's it's something being built. Sorry. There's all kinds of reasons a place can be shut down, but I'm going to walk around. I was taking a shortcut through an alley, but I have to go around now. Do I have time? I think so. I have to be somewhere at a certain time, and all right, so I was speaking very meaningfully at some point, and then I was just narrating my walk, because that's what this is. Okay, so there's TV cameras. There's like something newsworthy happening. Oh geez, I don't know what's going on. There's 2 channels, 3 channels right here. What the heck? Okay, well, will I even find out? There's another news station. Uh-oh. What's going on?
It's a press conference unrelated to the city of Pasadena. It was a kid that died back in July in Palmdale, and the parents were arrested, and the attorney that represents the family, it's one of his offices.
Oh, in one of these offices? Oh, got it. Is there something going on down here?
Nope.
Okay, that's clear. Cool.
No,
Sorry to bother you. I'm glad you didn't start rolling yet. I was just... All right. Thank you. Wonder what he just said. He said, I'm glad I recorded it. I may have to listen back, but it's going to be a surprise on Saturday. Hope that he didn't say the city, or I don't know. I don't think so. There was a case. There's some details. Oh, this is the place. Yeah. This is the best spot. Oh, there's construction. That's why I couldn't get through this end. But this is a spot where I can walk around and just talk here, because it's pretty vacant. And then there are times when it's busy, and maybe I could come back and walk and talk around then, but we'll see. No time. Oh, I just ran into 2 very important people. All right, I gotta pause this. Oh my gosh. Hold on. All right, I just had here's a word I use. Providential moment. That'll mean something to some people who listen to this. All right, I gotta pause again. All right, so I just had that moment, and then my wife called, and I had to pause again. So I paused 3 times, so before the phone call, I ran into 2 very close friends of mine that know each other. They're important to me independently, but they were together, and it was like, couldn't have imagined a better moment to check in. Like, I needed to have a brief hello, and I love you guys, and an update, and boom, and I did it in 3 minutes, like quick update, because I gotta be somewhere, and I'm almost there, and the time is like ticking. I'm gonna have to end this recording. I'm waiting for the light to change. It's literally that moment where it's like, I gotta be somewhere. Okay, let's walk, and now I get to cross, and I gotta get to that spot in time, and then I'm gonna hit stop. Right, cliffhanger. What happened? He said there's a providential moment. Well, I know what that word means. I want to know what he means by it. So I'll just say, well, I did kind of explain it a little bit. Oh boy, I don't know about the sound quality of this. Maybe I do need to listen to this one back. At least it's not a full half hour. Is this the right flow? No. Now I'm breathing into the walking and talking and climbing stairs. That's a little different than what I signed up for. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so guess what time it is? Ooh, I think I'm good. It's like it's on the button. Oh yeah. Alright, so this worked. I couldn't have asked for a better sequence of events for a spontaneous, extemporaneous recording. That's it. Bonus material for week 3.
Dribble after midnight.
Oh no. And nice round number.